Good afternoon, students. Students, in the previous class, I explained you direct and inverse proportions. What is direct proportion and what is inverse proportion? I explained these two proportions with so many examples, and I also explained first and second question of exercise 10A. I think all of this is clear to you. There is no doubt, there should be no doubt, because nobody has asked me any question. So I think direct and inverse proportions are clear to all of you. Today we will do question number 3 of exercise 10A. So let us start. See, its first question is the cost of 25 kg of tomatoes is rupees 525. What will be the cost of 10 kg of tomatoes? So students, cost of 25 kg tomatoes is given in this question, and we have to find out cost of 10 kg tomatoes. So first we will write, let the cost of 10 kg tomatoes is equal rupees X. Now in this question there are two quantities, two terms. First is cost of tomatoes and first is weight of tomatoes or quantity of tomatoes, and other is cost of tomatoes. So we will make a table like this. In first term we will write quantity of tomatoes. What is the quantity of unit of quantity? It is kg, kilogram. And second term is cost in rupees. These are the units. In first case, weight of tomatoes is 25 kg and cost is 525 rupees. So we will write here quantity of tomatoes 25 kg in first case and cost is 525 rupees. In second case, weight of tomato is given 10 kg. So weight of tomato is 10 kg and cost we have to find out. So this is the value of x1 and this is y1. Then this is x2 and y2. In the previous class, first we will see whether it is direct proportion or inverse. See, cost of 25 kg tomato is 525 rupees. Then cost of 10 kg tomatoes will be less than 525 or more than 525 rupees. Students, you buy tomatoes from the market, your mother buy tomatoes from the market. If we buy 25 kg tomatoes, we pay 525 rupees. If we buy 10 kg tomatoes, then we will pay less than 525 or more than 525. Obviously, we will pay less than 525 because we are buying less tomatoes than 25 kg. It means if weight of tomato is decreasing, then cost also decreases. If weight of tomato is reducing, then cost will also reduce. One term is decreasing, then other will also decrease. Both are decreasing. It means this is the case of direct proportion. We will write here direct proportion. And in direct proportion, I explained you in the previous class, x1 upon y1 is equal x2 upon y2. So we will write here in direct proportion x1 upon y1 is equal x2 upon y2. Then we will put the values. X1 is 25 kg, y1 is 525 equal x2 is 10 kg, y2 we have taken y2 value of y2 as xc. Let cost of 10 kg tomatoes is equal rupees x. We have written here x. So value of y2 is x. Now by cross multiplication, x multiplied 25 is equal 10 multiply 525. Then this x is equal 10 multiplied 525 upon 25. 25 1 ja 25, 25 2 ja 50, 2 remainder 25, 25 1 ja 25. Then x is equal 10 into 21, 210. Means cost of 10 kg tomatoes is rupees 210. Cost of 10 kg tomatoes is rupees 210. Clear? Now come to B part. B part. In B part, there is 60 gram of fat in 75 gram butter. How much fat is present in 205 gram of butter? Means if we eat 75 gram of butter, we take 60 gram of fat. Again, there are here two quantities. First is quantity of fat and second is quantity of butter. How much fat is present in 205 gram of butter? Again, we will write first, let fat present in 205 gram of butter is x gram. Again, we will make a table. In first column, we will write quantity of butter, unit is gram. In second column, quantity of fat, unit is again gram. So, in first case, quantity of fat is 60 gram and quantity of butter is 75 gram. So, quantity of butter 75 gram, quantity of fat is 60 gram. And in second case, quantity of butter is 205 gram. So, in second case, quantity of butter is 205 gram and quantity of fat we have taken let x gram. Again, we will apply same. If we think it, if we eat 75 gram of butter, then we get 60 gram of fat. If we will eat 205 gram of butter, it means if we eat more butter, we will get more fat. Means quantity of butter is increasing, then quantity of fat will also increase. Both the quantities are increasing. Again, it is a case of direct variation. In direct variation, either both the quantities increase or both the quantities will decrease. So, in direct proportion, we know x1 upon y1 is equal x2 upon y2. Again, put the value of x1 and y1, x1, y1, x2, y2. So, 75 upon 60 is equal 205 upon x. Again, by cross multiplication, x multiplied 75 is equal 60 multiplied 205. X is equal 60 multiplied 205 upon this 75. Simplify it. 15 4 ja 60. 15 1 ja 15. 15 2 ja 30. 15 4 ja 60. 15 1 ja 15. 15 2 ja 30. 15 3 ja 45. 15 4 ja 60. And 15 5 ja 75. Then 5 1 ja 5. 5 4 ja 20. 5 1 ja 5. X is equal 4 into 41. It is 164. It means 164 gram fat is present in 205 gram of butter. Now come to C part. A car travels 215 miles on 24 liter of petrol. How many miles will the car travel if it uses only 12 liters of petrol? Again, we will take from here, let the car travels with 12 liter of petrol. Let the car travels on 12 liter of petrol x miles. We will draw this table. Here first term is quantity of petrol, unit is liter, and second is distance travelled in miles. So in first case, with 24 liter of petrol, distance of 215 miles is covered. So petrol is 24 liter, distance 215. Then in second case, petrol is 12 liter. See, petrol is 12 liter and distance travelled is x miles. Again you will see here quantity of petrol is increasing or decreasing. It is decreasing. If quantity of petrol is decreasing then distance will also decrease. भाई कम पेट्रोल में कार ज्यादा थोड़ी चलेगी, कम ही चलेगी ना. It means both the quantities are decreasing. If both the quantities are decreasing, again this is a case of direct proportion. You have to write this direct or indirect. Again same pattern, indirect proportion, x1 upon y1 is equal x2 upon y2. x1 is 24 upon y1 is 215 equal x2 is 12 upon x. Again by cross multiplication, x multiplied 24 is equal 215 multiplied 12. Then x is equal 215 multiplied 12 upon 24. 12 1 12, 12 2 24. X is equal 215 upon 2. When we divide this 215 by 2, we will get x is equal 107.5. It means the car will travel 107.5 miles on 12 liter of petrol. Clear? Come to D part. D part, if the cost of 5 notebooks is rupees 80, how many notebooks can be purchased with rupees 176? Again we will take first line from here. Let number of, in place of how many we will write number of. In place of how many, what we will write? We will write number of. Number of notebooks can be purchased. So we will write let number of notebooks purchased with rupees 176 is equal x. Again we will draw the table. Here first quantity is number of books and second is cost of notebooks. C. Cost, number of notebooks and cost of notebooks. In first case number of notebook is 5 and cost is 80. In second case cost is given 176. Number of notebooks we will find out. So we have taken that number of notebook is x. We will write here x. Again this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Now you think in 80 rupees we can purchase 5 notebooks. Then in 176 rupees we can purchase more than 5 notebooks or less than 5 notebooks. Obviously we will purchase more notebooks. If money is more, then we will purchase more notebooks. So again number of notebooks will also increase and cost is also increasing. Again both the quantities are here increasing. It is a direct proportion. In direct proportion, x1 upon y1 is equal x2 upon y2. Again put the values and simplify it. We will get x is equal 11. 11 notebooks can be purchased with rupees 176. Now come to its E part. A coffee maker uses 1 spoon of sugar with 2 spoons of coffee powder to prepare a cup of coffee. See here two quantities are sugar and coffee powder. Sugar is 1 spoon, then coffee powder is 2 spoons. Now complete the table using the given information. See here sugar is 1 spoon and coffee powder is 2 spoons. These two quantities are given. So we will do here like this. See, sugar is 1 spoon and coffee is 2 spoons. We will write sugar upon coffee powder is equal this 1 upon 2 is equal this 2. So students, how we can do it? See here, it is 1 upon 2 is equal to, this is sugar powder and this is coffee powder. Sugar powder 1 teaspoon, coffee powder 2 teaspoon. Then in second case sugar powder is 2 teaspoon. What is the coffee powder? What is the quantity of coffee powder? See, if we multiply this 1 by 2, we get 2 1 ja 2. Then you will also multiply here by 2. Then 2 2 ja 4. we will write 4 here. Then in this case again it is 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 is equal, here it is blank, upon 20. 1 teaspoon of sugar powder, 2 teaspoon of coffee powder, then 22 spoon of coffee powder. What will be the quantity of sugar powder? So if we multiply this 2 by 10, 2 10 ja 20. We will multiply here also 10, then 10 1 ja 10. Clear? I think there should be no doubt, no difficulty. I explained very well. But still, if you have any difficulty, any doubt, you can ask from me without any hesitation. Okay, students? So today we completed exercise 10A. Now in the next class, I will start next exercise that is based on inverse variation. Students, after completing this exercise, you read this inverse proportion from here till here. At least 2 times read it. Then it will be more clear and you will be able to understand it very easily. Although I have explained this inverse variation here also, and I also told one example with speed and distance, and one example with whitewash of house. So it should be, inverse variation should be also clear to you. But if you read this all matter, then it will be more clear and you can understand it very, very easily. So students, please read it. Okay? Thank you and have a nice day.